There's a lot of great things that are going to come out. Obviously, payments down the road, maybe later this year.
Did Elon Musk really choose XRP and the XRP ledger to service the X payments platform, which Elon Musk has been talking about for quite some time? He's virtually accomplished everything that he wants to when it came to X. One of the last pieces to the puzzle is integrating a full payment system and network on the app and basically making it the everything app. And if true, this would be insane because X has held the #1 spot on the US App Store for news and has seen clear and consistent growth in users, which now touts about 240 to 300 million daily active users. Imagine many of those users sending money back and forth over the XRPL in app in a seamless manner. No friction, extremely low fees, near instant settlement. Now, some people are speculating that XRP is in the lead to be the digital payment rails that X payments will run on. In an X post, a gentleman named Dalton said he believes Elon Musk will do anything to make XRP the chosen one. And this will take the lead over Doge, which has been an Elon Musk favorite for quite some time. Now, it's important to remember that although Elon has been busy working in government and has now been making headlines with his Trump drama, he's still one of this generation's greatest innovators and entrepreneurs, and a century into the future will likely still be studied similar to that of Thomas Edison. Back in May, Musk did confirm that they were well on their way into launching payments on X, and that would also include banking, which would make this the greatest everything app. And that time may be coming to a close into the end of the summer or the end of the year. If something like this did occur or news broke that Ripple and Musk have a deal to integrate XRP into the app, this would send the price of XRP flying to new all-time highs virtually overnight. But will this actually happen, or is it pure conjecture and speculation? Well, we'll uncover what this analyst shared and what he might know that others don't, as well as the likelihood that this would even occur and some potential price targets that you could eyeball if the news breaks and XRP goes soaring. Now, before we begin the video, if you haven't already, head on over to Bull Runners HQ on Twitter or X. Be sure that this is the proper account and enter our $100 worth of XRP giveaway. By the time you watch this, we will likely have a new winner, but every single week we have a random winner that wins $100 worth of XRP. And all you have to do is follow through with the 3 steps. Follow us, like, retweet, and comment XRP, and then subscribe to our daily crypto newsletter. We pick one winner at random that completes all these steps. Most people, actually, you'd be shocked, do not complete all the steps, and we double verify. When you head on over to bullrunners.com/altcoin secrets and subscribe, and again, you have to be subscribed in order to win. You also get a free ebook to your inbox, Altcoin Secrets, to unlock the 23 secrets to becoming a crypto millionaire. This is arguably one of the best guidebooks to help you pick the next explosive altcoin. So be sure to grab that either way. And as always, if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello and welcome back to the channel, my friend. If you're new here, my name is Paul, and you can find me on Twitter or X at PauliDeFi, PAULIEDEFI. So we've known for quite some time that Elon Musk is going to be integrating a payments platform into the X app, and this would get him one step closer to creating the everything app. Being the entrepreneur that he is, it's highly likely that this is not only going to occur, but is one of the last and final steps to truly taking this thing to the next scale. That said, Elon Musk revealed that X Money edges closer to a launch date, and that he's likely going to be integrating blockchain and crypto technology. This was posted actually a week ago, but a week ago is when he talked about it. And since that point in time, there has been some speculation, and we're going to cover that post here in a second. Now, it's important to note that Musk has consistently been a supporter of Doge, even accepting Doge over on Tesla for all sorts of product and payment. And it's been confirmed directly through their CEO, Linda Yaccarino, that X Money would launch later in the year. This was back in January. So we're getting very much closer, and already they have a partnership with Visa, and it's likely they're going to integrate some sort of blockchain, considering the fact that it is far more efficient, it is far more cost effective, and transactions settle a hell of a lot quicker. Now, many people close to the matter and even venture capitalists like Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge have basically been advocating and have high hopes that Musk is going to integrate digital assets into X Money. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. And the reason for that is because Tesla actually does already hold digital assets to the tune of 11,500 Bitcoin right here. If I click on this bad boy, you can see that their cost basis was actually $33,000 per Bitcoin. They're currently sitting on $1.21 billion just in Bitcoin. And I expect this to grow if they are going to integrate digital assets onto the platform. But if they're going to integrate Bitcoin, it's highly likely they're going to integrate other things and arguably even have most of this move on one chain, which one person named Joshua Dalton shares in a post. Now, it's important to have a little bit of context when you read headlines like this, because they can be very misleading or make you believe that it has to happen because a market expert said it, right? Will Elon Musk pick XRP over Dogecoin for X payments? And a market expert responds. But this could honestly be any Twitter head, anyone that's online that has a slightly bigger following, usually built it by posting a bunch of hype. You don't need to be right. They're usually wrong. And the 2 times they're right, they really boast about it, which makes them look smart and great. And so it's really important to have that context going into this. However, in the post, he says he believes Elon Musk is going to do anything to make XRP a chosen one and use it instead of Doge on X. And the reason that he's saying this is because Dalton is alluding to the clash between Musk and Trump, in which the world's richest man has openly criticized the president over the big, beautiful bill. The expert believes that Musk is likely to take a step further in this feud with Trump by choosing XRP instead of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is held by the Trump family and their companies. That said, I think it's kind of silly that he would, considering Tesla does hold quite a bit of stock in Bitcoin. If anything, I could see XRP being chosen over Doge because they have a company, and Dogecoin is just a meme coin. They don't really have much of a developer platform, and yes, there are developers on it, but when you have a company like Ripple, one of the wealthiest companies in all of blockchain, with a strong team that is constantly servicing their blockchain and that platform, I think it'd be a wise choice to run with something like XRP and their ledger over a Dogecoin to move payments on their network. However, again, it's completely and totally conjecture. And here's the post from Joshua Dalton, basically stating, again, XRP is the chosen one, while knowing that Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Trump will watch World Libertyfy and Bitcoin crash right in front of their eyes. So I don't know why he's saying that. In all fairness, I've showed you a million times on this channel, Bitcoin, if it goes down, is likely going to take the rest of the market with it. And I've proven it over and over and over on the charts that there is a high correlation. If Bitcoin goes down like 10%, everything else in the market's usually dumping a bit more. And that's just because Bitcoin is a far larger market cap with far more institutional support than everything else. And that is obviously proven when you look at the size of each market. So a post like this was essentially taken out of context, made into an article, and arguably you're clicking on this article, I'm clicking on this article, they're selling ads, they get the attention they want, and now you get to read whatever they want you to read on here. Now, I'm not saying XRP won't be integrated into X payments. I'm actually stating the opposite. I think XRP could be integrated into the platform, but it's completely and totally conjecture on whether or not it's going to be the underlying system for for the X payments platform. In other words, X payments can run on their own digital rails. It could run on non-digital rails and just traditional financial rails and still offer XRP in the same way banks are now going to service and offer XRP to their clients. And I think that's far more likely the outcome. And if that was actually mentioned, let's just say Musk actually launches the payments app sometime in the end of the year, and they say we're also going to offer all sorts of digital assets you can send between friends and family to our 240 to 300 million users daily worldwide. Yes, the price of XRP is going to fly. As right now, this will be a limited access beta. They're already doing the beta testing right now. When people's savings are involved, extreme care must be taken, which is why this has taken longer than we thought it would. And here's the cool part. It's not just payments. They're also going to offer all sorts of banking. So truly, this is going to be your one-stop shop, and people are already using it. So they don't have to develop a bunch of new habits. They don't have to download a DeFi wallet and figure that out and hold their private key somewhere. Most of the stuff that they're already doing in a place they're already doing it will be on X. And guess what? If they offer XRP as a product that you can send back and forth, the price will fly, which I actually think is the far more likely outcome. I don't know, and I'm not too confident that the entire X Payments network is going to be on XRPL rails. What I am likely confident of is the fact that they will offer XRP at some point in time, because it is such a large crypto by market cap. It has a lot of attention. There's a lot of diamond hands. A lot of people would use the X Payments platform to send XRP. I think it's truly brilliant. So if that were to happen, and this trend starts to change directionally, I think XRP could easily, on the news, break above the 260 range, arguably fly right up to the $3 range. And the reason I think it won't go into a new all-time high on that news right now, let's just say they were to launch XRP on the platform right now, is because we still have a lot of overhead resistance. Our first major overhead resistance was right here at 260. And it's important to note and mention that back here on the Trump pump, we saw one of the biggest pumps in XRP history in a single day, about 37%. And I'm not talking, going back to 2017 or earlier, because it was such a small market cap. It didn't require that much money to move. At this point, it was a far larger market cap, so it's just going to be harder to move. But this Trump pump right here was when he mentioned that XRP would be added to a strategic crypto reserve nationally, 38%. Then it actually rallied and dumped pretty hard right back below the prior range highs, which led me to believe we were going to go lower, and I called for lower lows. That did happen. I figured we hit about 150. We actually only dumped to about 160. And since that point in time, we've been ranging above the $2 range. So that said, even on the extremely positive news here in March 19th, where Brad Garlinghouse came out and made a video and said the XRP lawsuit with the SEC is over and done with. This was a very big event. The price literally only pumped from 227 up to 258 and then again sold off. So that said, I don't think that we're going to go too much lower, unless of course we break below the 208 range and Bitcoin starts to rally. Right now we're still in an intermediate term downtrend, and I would like to see XRP break above the range high of 228 to 240. But that said, if something like this were to occur, I could easily see XRP pumping back to the $3 range, and anything above the $3 range is going to be bull market territory. At that point in time, I'm going to be far more confident that we are actually out of the woods with XRP, that we're not likely going to make any new lows anytime soon, and that we're likely going to break above our prior range high right here, our all-time high of 340. If we break above the 340 range, we're likely going to at least a psychological resistance of $5. Now, I don't think that would happen overnight on simply an X Payments integration, but I think that could be the catalyst to take us back above the 265 range. We need to get back above 265 for this thing to be in good territory, and above the $3 range for this thing to actually fly up to that $5 range. And so if anything, you should be paying attention to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can hold right here and actually break above the 107 range yet again, then things are going to be looking pretty good for the rest of the crypto market. If Bitcoin starts to trend higher, this is going to create a lot of excitement and demand in the market, and a lot of that profit might actually end up being rotated into altcoins that are outperforming, or at least holding up better than everything else, something like XRP. So pay attention to Bitcoin. Pay attention to X payments and whether or not they're going to integrate digital assets, because if they even make a mention of that, it's extremely likely that they're going to integrate XRP, and you can actually buy into that rumor, and guess what? Into the news event, it's going to fly. Anywho, that is it for the video, folks. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments below. Will XRPL be integrated into X payments, or will they simply offer XRP as one of the digital assets on their platform? Are they going to even offer digital assets on their platform? And also, if you haven't yet, check out Altcoin Pro University by going to altcoinpro.com. We have the link down in the description below. This is your one-stop shop to becoming a crypto millionaire. We provide all the right tools, training, and resources to help you do it. We have almost 1,000 members that have consistently been paying to be here over the last almost year now. And the reason they're doing that is because the value is bar none the best in the space. We can't guarantee any results, but I'm confident that if you actually apply the stuff that we share here, you're going to be so much further along than if you didn't. So at least check it out. Go to altcoinpro.com, watch the 13-minute video. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.